Okay, this is kind of a critical step here. These are the two pieces I'm going to use to cut my parts out of that are going to hold the thumb wheel. And they have to be matched perfectly. So what I did was I didn't really measure. I just put this on here, put my my center punch or drift punch in here, transfer punch I guess, and kind of held the wheel where it felt good. You know, it's probably about a 1/16 above the surface here. So I'm going to go with that. I don't know what that measurement is, but that's what I'm going to go with. So I've got my drill bit in here, and again I'm going to step this up. But here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to drill from this side, and then I'm going to flip it and drill from this side, because I always want to use the same side registered against the fence. And I'll do the other one the same way. And one thing I failed to mention is that I did not change the setup from this drilling operation, so that I'm still drilling on that center, which is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about readjusting my fence. Okay, much like I did with the saddles, I made my dados here and left these pieces long, and I'm going to use this shoulder to help align this piece when I glue it up. When I did the other one, my prototype, I'll call it, I guess, I didn't do that. I just had it open, and this will be much more accurate, I think. So I need to cut these off at 1.5 inches, and you know, paying attention to the X's when I glue it together. I got to get my bushings cut and pressed in there too. And there you go, a couple of what I hope is perfect pieces once I get those bushings in there and get this lined up. I just looked at this and I forgot to countersink these, so I want to make sure I get that done before I do any of this glue up. Well, pressing this bearing in is nothing more than just getting a bolt, 3/8 bolt, running it through there, and then just get a couple wrenches and pull it through. Once you get it started, it goes pretty easy, as you can see here. As soon as it hits that washer, I'll know that I'm bottomed out right there. So now I can cut this off flush with my hacksaw and then press it into its mate here. Alright, now we'll be able to bring it all the way home here. Right there. Yeah, that one's below the surface on both sides, but I still want this factory edge to the inside, and that's how it works out. Both X's are on this side. Now when I glue this up, I'm going to make sure this time, last time I used a bolt, and there's a bit of a difference in the clearance there, so I'm going to use a transfer punch to line these up, and then make sure that I'm parallel and square, and everything will be just perfect. Oh yeah, that's going to make a much more improved setup. So I can only do one of these at a time. I don't have two of these transfer punches, and besides that I have to go buy another bushing anyway. But I'm going to glue this up just like this, put some glue in those grooves, Probably put a caul on top like that, hold them together, and we should be good to go. Then we can dress up these edges after the glue is dried.